welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new here. I'm Christine, and today I'm excited to share a few things that I've been making lately. So if you saw my fabric haul video a couple weeks ago, you saw I have a really long list of projects for summer, and I've gotten a pretty good start. The first that I want to show you is the dress I'm actually wearing, which is one of my newest patterns that's coming out next week. So I'm so excited to share this one with you. This is called the Maiden Lane. And this one that I'm wearing was made from a duvet cover. But the most fun part of the dress is the back. So it has this like really fun kind of bow detail at the back. And I have this sample as well. This one I'm actually going to wear tonight. We have a little, like a civil wedding ceremony to go to for friends. So I'm going to wear this pink one, but I love this back detail. And it is high enough so you can still wear a bra. And got these pretty shoes that I picked up on sale at Zara last season that I'm going to pair the dress with. So I'm kind of going pink tonight, but I'm excited. It's summer. Why not do a little pink? This was a remnant that I had gotten in my local fabric store. It's kind of this brocade with these almost like a seersucker type of texture. Some places I could kind of iron it out, but it really wanted to hold kind of that crunchy texture. And I absolutely love it. And then this one is really fun. It's a little bit, it kind of has like an Indian feel to me. But then I pair it with these earrings, which are kind of a more South American, I would say. But it's so comfortable because this is just a nice cotton sheet with a nice hand to it. And it's a good kind of everyday summer dress. Okay, so next up, speaking of summer, I've got a new Union bag. So this is my beach bag pattern. This was actually the very first pattern, well, aside from the Bowery sweatshirt, this was the second pattern, I guess we should say, that I ever created. And it's this big beach tote. I use this pretty much every day. Going to the market, buying fabric. I'm always using my totes. So I decided to make a new one, and I found this tablecloth. It's a nice heavy canvas fabric at the market. And I knew, I was like, okay, that's going to be my new Union bag. And then I remembered that I had these pom-poms that I had bought a long time ago because they're just so cute. And I never knew what to do with them. I just didn't really have the right project. But when I was kind of thinking about the project, I thought, oh, those are going to be so cute with the bag. And I'm really glad I did it, because a bag is someplace that you can just kind of go a little bit like silly and fun and novelty. And it's just the look that I wanted. So I ended up just kind of couching the pom-poms. So the pom-poms came on a long strip. And so I just kind of couched them. I basted them into where I wanted them first, and then sewed the seam. So I only did it just to the points, so they're not along the bottom, because I was like, well, I don't know if I necessarily want them all along the bottom as well. So I just kind of did it only on the sides and then along the top of the pocket on both sides. So that's how I did that. And I do love this bag because it has a little zipper pouch inside. I used a green, this kind of mint green, heavier texture sheet for the inside. So this was a total upcycle, 100%. Aside from the pom-poms, of course, and it's my new summer beach bag. Okay, next up is a vest that I made for my boyfriend. So I'm going to be wearing the pink dress tonight to the civil wedding, and my boyfriend is going to be wearing something with this vest. I think he has a new Borsalino hat with a blue ribbon. So he asked for these kind of really pretty blue buttons. So this is a linen that I picked up at my local fabric store. They had all of their linen colors on sale, so I ended up picking up several colors because he really loves this style. I think maybe I've shown you another one that I made for him. But this is the McCall's M8415 pattern. A really great pattern for the vest, and I've made these in the large for him. And it seems to fit quite nice, and it's a good pattern. It is pretty time consuming to sew up. I will say, you think, oh, it's just a vest, but it takes some time because you have the darts, you have the welt pockets, and then there's 4 sets of darts because you do the darts on the outside, the darts on the lining, and then this little part. So anyways, that is the vest. I'm really happy. I think this is the 3rd one that I've made him, so I've really got it down to a science. I'm really happy with the quality, and really happy with my buttonholes. My machine is I think the best thing about my machine and the buttonholes is that I have confidence in it. I trust my machine that it's going to do a good buttonhole, and it does every single time. So that's something I'm really appreciate about my machine. Okay, next up we've got more color. So I don't know if it's me and bright dresses is a thing this season, but you may have seen the YouTube short that I made about this dress, or maybe on Instagram. But this is my Essex dress that I made from this Kaffee. I never remember how to say it. I can't remember. But this gorgeous fabric that I place printed the design, and I absolutely love it. I've worn this several times. And I've also just worn it just during the day, just to go run some kind of fancier errands. What I ended up doing was using these little medallions. The way the Essex dress is cut is you cut this part on the fold, and then you sew this part. So the bodice is actually a double layer, this part. Which I love, and it allowed me to place these medallions on the fold, and then I still kind of got a little bit of the pattern placement there, just the way it worked out. And then I continued the medallions right down the center front. So this waistband is a separate piece, so I cut that with the medallion in the center front, and then I cut the front skirt with the medallions running down. So it gave a really fun effect right down the center of the dress, and then the bouquets, kind of on either side. I also did it down the back, down the center back. Didn't do this because I didn't have enough fabric, and then down the center back. I used every single inch of fabric that I had because of the one-way design and all of the place printing that I did. I really used every inch. And then the puff sleeves are just, they have a elastic at the bottom. Yeah, and my neckband there. So it has pockets as well. I did have enough fabric to do the pockets out of the same fabric. I thought I was going to have to cut them out of something else, but I ended up having enough. And yeah, I did a machine blind hem for the hem. I do this on pretty much everything that I can because I don't really like hemming by hand. And I love this machine blind hem stitch. So that's how I did the hem. And yeah, I really love this. Is going to get a lot more wear as we go into July and August. Okay, next up is a vintage pattern. So I have had this Vogue Paris original for many years, and I absolutely love it. I thought it was super elegant. I mean, I love the model, just her pose and her turban and everything is so elegant. And it just happened to be in my size. So we had a daytime wedding to go to about a month back. And so I ended up making this dress to wear to the wedding. And it's been in my closet now for a couple of weeks. I didn't iron it after I wore it, so please don't judge the wrinkledness. It is linen. This was a large piece of linen that I had in my stash that I bought several years ago in this really unique lavender color, lilac lavender, and I loved the fabric. So I had enough to make the dress. So I made a 12 first just to understand how the pattern was going to be. It's a really interesting cut. So you have the front panel, which has the darts, and then you have the side panels that are cut on the bias. So this whole center piece is bias cut, and it has these generous flares on either side. So when you stand, it just created this really beautiful kind of fold along the sides. And then it has just these little capped sleeves. So these are all extra strips that you sew on, as well as the hem. So this was an extra strip sewn on. I did an invisible zipper in the back. And I did omit the neckband. So it had a band similar to this around the neck, which kind of gave it almost like a turtleneck effect or a mock neck. And I did not do it. I decided I just created my own facing and did it that way because the turtleneck made it look a little bit too kind of costumey, too vintagey. So I omitted that. So yeah, I was really loved wearing it, super comfortable. I loved the, kind of swooshiness of it. And yeah, it was just a really, really fun make. I'm so glad I got to use this pattern. I love to do it again. And so yeah, really, really fun finding these vintage patterns and then getting to make them. Next up is a new robe I made. So this is my Carnegie Robe pattern. And I found this fabric at the market, and I really was just like instantly drawn to the flowers. I thought it was so fun, so happy, kind of like elegant, but not, but like bohemian all at once, just kind of my style. And so I got it. I actually got enough that this is actually going to be a style that I have for my slow fashion brand, Lindy Lindy. So this is mine, my sample, and then it'll be on the website in like a made to order kind of a style, so you can choose your fabric and choose your size, and then we'll ship it out to you once it's finished. But on this particular one, I ended up doing a orange gingham. Yeah, you can see on the pocket. So this was the original fabric that I found. This is just another, like a cotton I found at my local fabric store. So I ended up doing that, adding just a little bit of the trim. It's not a piping. I just did a little like folded over a bias cut of the gingham and sandwiched it right into the seam before I sewed it down. So I did that all along the neckband. I did a little hang tie there with it. I did a little bit of a pattern hack. I added the cuff along the sleeve there. And I did the pockets also with the gingham, which is really fun. Everything inside is all French seams. So I do have a video about how I do the French seams on the angle in the sleeve area, and that also applies for the pocket. So I'm really, really happy at how this one turned out. This fabric was super easy to sew with because it has just a little bit of like a body to it. And so yeah, this one I'm really, really happy for. I think it's so fun for summer. Okay, last but not least is one, I'm leaving it on the mannequin so you can see the really fun back detail. I think that lately I'm really into the back detail. So this is a new bias cut slip. So it's all cut on the bias that I designed for my slow fashion brand, Lindy Lindy. And I think a lot of people are saying that they love the design, so I will probably end up releasing the pattern here very soon as well. But you gotta look at the back. It's really, really elegant and beautiful. So it has this really low V back with the straps, and I just love, love, love it. I did the French lace all around the hem. It has a bit of a high-low hem, so it's just ever so slightly longer in the back. And then I did the French lace insets in a V pattern along the front. So it kind of, it hits right at your waistline, and the fabric is actually trimmed away from behind. So it creates a little bit of it's sexy but very subtle. It's see-through, but it really is, so subtle, the V's, and then the V is mirrored in the back. So I'm really, really happy with the way this one turned out. This is a style that I'm have on my website that I had enough for 4 of these slips, and 2 of them have already sold. It's one of those things where I have the fabric and I have the lace, and then you order it in your size, and then we make it up for you, and then we ship it out. So there's 2 left of this one, and hopefully at some point I'll be able to find more fabric and be able to do more, but I absolutely love it. And then there is one of the robes that I didn't personally make. I sewed on all of the lace trim, but this is the robe that can go with it, that has this gorgeous embroidery detail all along the bottom and along the sleeves. And then I added the lace all along. So it kind of can be a set together. Super, super cute. So that's it for me today. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, for your incredibly kind comments. I can't tell you how much it means to me and how much I enjoy answering back and reading your comments. It really is just like so amazing. So thank you, and I hope that you had a wonderful holiday weekend. And yeah, I will definitely be back with more because I've got a lot of sewing to do. Okay, bye.